And guess what, Mai? You gotta guess.
Yes, look who we have here today in the studio. Actress Meryll Soriano.
Hi! Thank you guys for having me. I love it. I love to be
Meryll
here.
Soriano showcases her versatility on screen through a sports drama film that tackles sensitive issues like abortion. This time, she is paired alongside Maris Racal in the critically acclaimed film Sunshine. And she now joins us live in the studio. Hello, Meryll. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming.
You know what? I haven't had the chance to watch the film, Meryl, but you know, with Maris, it should be a powerhouse film.
It's such a great film because, like you said, we're discussing something that's very sensitive. And we premiered in Toronto International Film Festival in Canada. So I was a little bit surprised that the reviews are very good. And we've accepted it, you know, open-heartedly.
You portrayed
As a
Sunshine's coach.
Yes, as a coach.
Gymnastics
And
coach,
just
right?
a background, you played volleyball for 7 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so how did that somehow did
such
that
an
help
athlete.
you? Did that help you in your
Yes.
role at all?
Yes, because I have a coach. I had a coach, and then I'm still doing things that are, you know, like athlete style. So I have coaches, and parang na-relay ko lang. And then it's like a story of mentorship. So it's something that, you know, I've been sort of doing in a long time with young actors as well. So it wasn't a difficult thing to do.
You said that this was the first time you've portrayed somebody not a motherhood or not in an impoverished role. How was your approach different in this role than your previous roles?
I don't know, but you know, it just came naturally for me to do something that is not a mother kind of thing. It's still like motherhood, you know. You're taking care of somebody, you're guiding somebody. So it's not far from motherhood, but at least hindi lang siya nanay.
Yeah, but you have a strong connection with Maris. I mean, she's coming out of her own shell also, and she's being acclaimed, just like you, my friend, right? How was the connectivity? How was the connection? How was the relationship during the filming and the end of the show?
It's funny because when I read the script, I'm like, oh my God, sino ba tong Maris Racal? I mean, I didn't know because, you know, I'm not very familiar with young actors. And then when we met, I said, oh my God, this talent is so raw.
Yeah.
And this film is, you know, a breakthrough role for her, and she did so well.
Which I would say about you because, you know, not too long ago,
Oh my God, yeah.
you know, people would say the same about you, that you're raw and then your talent, you know, is completely different from your, how should I say, your celebrity royal family, right? But was there, between comedy and drama, you guys can switch back and forth. How was that like?
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Ferdy, for saying very kind, nice things to me. I think growing up in a showbiz royalty family, you know, it's
Quote unquote, air quotes.
because it wasn't hard for me to become the person that I am. Sabi ko nga kanina, you know, I had the guide to a life because of my tita. You know, the do's and don'ts, the things that I want for myself and the things that I don't want for myself in the industry. And, you know, it really molded me to have a great guidance from my tita and from, you know, my father and my tito,
Yes.
from my family.
Was there a specific scene with Maris that struck you as the most powerful?
I think I knew already that she was pregnant, but she was denying it in front of me. But I knew, and that, you know, that was a very intense scene for the both of us.
You know, this movie tackles a lot of stigmas that we don't really talk about
I
in the
know.
Philippines, right?
I
Like
know.
the Catholic guilt, abortion. How was that? And how do you think your portrayal and Marissa's portrayal, I guess, will give the guiding light to the Filipinos to like kind of just talk about it more?
Paano empower?
Oo, empowering talaga siya for younger generation, you know, because like our generation.
Wow! I'm 35, Mary, and I don't know about you.
Tagal na 35.
Kaya lang.
Pero yun nga parang in a very Christian and Catholic views ng Pilipinas, talagang akala ko hindi ma-appreciate. But you know, the Gen Z, the millennials, they're very excited to talk about these things because it's empowering to know that it's okay to be in control of your choices.
Yes, but you were blessed to have, or you are still blessed to have a wonderful son at an early age.
Yes.
So you can resonate with parts of the film, obviously.
Yes.
Did that affect your portrayal of the role?
No, I think I'm very pro-choice in a way, and I have never had like a problem in my own mind about these things. So basically, for me as well, it's empowering kasi hindi ko yan madidiscuss basta-basta.
Yes.
Hindi ko siya kayang i-tackle on my own. And this film is very, very brave to do that.
Yes.
Tonette.
You mentioned that you initially thought that the film's controversial themes would only resonate locally, but were you surprised with the international recognition that it got? And what about the cast and the director? What did they think of that?
What I thought was that it will do well internationally than here, but surprisingly, it's doing very well here. Like we've added 35 more cinemas on SM. Kasi we
Wow.
were down to 5, and then they added more because of the demand. So I think it speaks a lot about the generation now, wanting to, having this as something to talk about.
Let's
you
talk
say-
about the award, Crystal
yeah,
Bear.
congrats.
The
Crystal Bear!
Oh my
And the
God!
Bilyonaryo.
Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Antoinette and to the whole cast and to the whole production of Sunshine. Talagang nakakagulat. Kaya nga, that's what I thought. Like, baka doon will do well because they're open-minded. And here it
Yeah.
won't, baka
Yeah.
mamaya maraming,
Would you say this was your most challenging role to date that you've portrayed?
no.
What was
What's
your
your most challenging
Yeah.
role and why?
Oh my God, sa dami, hindi ko na alam. Pero I think during my younger, I think Donor was the hardest, and John Denver. John Denver trending was one of the hardest because, again, it tackles difficult social, themes that are not, at the time, people were not ready. But John Denver did so well.
Does it take, these roles, do they take away from your essence? I mean, syempre, because you're investing so much emotion. You're investing into somebody's psyche, someone else's psyche. Syempre, do you take that home with you, or does it remove from you?
I think because I've done this since I was 9, it's not like a difficult thing. But of course, I know how to do my after project pagpag, which I
Okay.
call. So I go to the ocean. I put my feet on the sand, and I become me again.
I'm sure you hang out with your son.
Of course.
But like for your son, paano mo binabalance yung career mo with your son? Because he's, like your son also plays football, and you told me he's already of a certain age. I kind of got, sidetracked by that.
I
got shocked.
know,
He
my
can't
God.
get over it.
I know, grabe. Kasi,
How old is he?
Oh, my eldest is 17, turning 18 this month. Oh my
Yes.
God, I have an 18-year-old.
I've known him since as a baby.
Yeah.
That's why I was.
Yeah.
You're giving your age away.
I'm 35. I'm 35.
But I have a 4-year-old, so that's very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you
so
balance it, your career and having 2 kids?
I think with Eli, my eldest,
Yes.
it was easier because my mom was here.
So she was your coach?
Yeah. So basically, I had the liberty to do
Yeah.
whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
But now with my toddler, I'm a different person now. When I gave birth to my youngest, when I was younger, having Eli, I had such big dreams and I wanted to do a lot of things. And my mom was a great supporter who, took over a lot of my mom duties. But with my son now, we don't have a yaya. It's just us, me and Joem, and it's just difficult to have a career, like full-time career,
Yeah.
while you're doing that.
Talk about juggling so many roles. You also have a business on the side, Sunny 16.
Which I don't think people know.
No, it's not my business, but that's where I shoot my mental health talk show. So
okay.
I'm collaborating with Sunny 16, which is my my baby. It's called Invisible War. So it's a documentary style mental health talk show.
Nice.
What kind of, themes do you guys talk about?
Well, I have almost 20 guests now. So we do like depression, anxiety, and then I also invited like Elijah Canlas, who discussed, having to survive suicide loss. Also, Tito Boy, who actually discussed grief. So different kinds of mental health problems that they encountered in their lives. So,
Did you encounter anything significant?
Yes.
And are you willing to share that?
Yes, of course. So I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder for 17 years now, since Eli came out. And yeah, so I'm the first episode, so I discussed bipolar depression.
That's super. Well, that's empowering that actually you talk about it on Sunny 16 and and your documentaries, because at least that's the way you heal, right?
Yes, and to be able to give space also to people to talk about
And
this.
it's very helpful that the more you talk about it more, the less the stigma becomes.
Yes. So, my mantra is, it's hard to talk about mental health, but it's harder not to. So ask for help. And again, you're not alone. And together we can win this invisible war.
Yes, talking about help, Mai and Mo. Meryl has such a strong support system within the showbiz or her showbiz family. You've got your dad, Willie.
Yes.
Then you've got your aunt,
Yes.
Maria. Hi,
The Diamond
DS.
Star.
Yes.
Hi, Inay.
Yes, guess
And
siya dito.
I told her already. She's just busy. She's got a
Yes.
thing. And of course, your uncle, which is Maricel's younger brother.
Yeah, Mel.
What kind of support have they given you in life, in showbiz, and all of that good stuff?
Full
And of course,
support.
Joam. I mean,
Yeah.
he's also in the industry.
Yes, full support. Parang Haynes, di ba? Lagi sinasabi ng tita ko. Full support ang family. And so it's very natural for us to support each other. I grew up in a very supporting and loving, nourishing family. So walang naging problem for us to support each other.
And a lot of young actresses look up to you. Is there any piece of advice you want to give them?
Study. You should have a backup for, this is a difficult job. It's not consistent when it comes to financial stability. So you have to have other things that you can do to be able to, support
Especially
yourself.
when you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So hard to get gigs, I can imagine.
I know.
To make a
Now
name for
let's,
yourself.
speaking of your Tita Maricel,
Yes.
Oh, God.
give us some favorite lines from
Oh my
her.
God. Ayoko ng, ano ba yun?
Ayoko na.
Ayoko ng madumi. Ayoko ng maputik.
Siya
Ayoko
ba
ng
yun?
mabaho. Yes!
Was that her?
Yes. Saka nung bata ako, lagi ako nilalagay sa table at ginagawa ko yung sampid ka lang dito, sasampalin ko. So I grew up in the industry, wala na akong hiya sa mga
Has she ever slapped you?
Yes, sa Marisal Drama.
Really?
Yeah, you had to eh.
I hope on the set lang.
On the set lang. Of course, on the set lang. So, yeah, nakatigim na ako ng sampal
Yeah.
ng tita ko, which is, it's an honor.
It's golden. People actually ask her
Yes.
to slap them.
And for the
Nuh-uh.
sampal, totoong sampal yun,
Oo,
right?
wala akong narinig. Nabingi ako. Bata pa ako.
Oh
nung mas
my
lalo ako
gosh,
nabingi.
how old were you?
Around 9, 11. Usually, lagi ako nasasampal sa show niya.
And what's your own favorite line?
I think yung sampid ka lang dito because I always remember that, and then I've slapped, celebrities growing up because
What
ako
was your
nga yung-
favorite slap? That you slap.
Siguro malaalala ko lahat sila kasi. So I think si Tito Ralph, si Mark Hill, sumalangit ako and buti na lang hindi ko nasampal si Tita Sherry kasi
Sasampalin ka rin.
She will slap you back.
nasampal niya ako, so okay lang.
But before we let you go, what's next for you apart from
Yeah.
your documentary that you're working on? Where can people find you apart from Sunshine?
So you can watch Invisible War on my YouTube channel. It's Meryll Soriano. I have a different playlist there. So I have a podcast with my son and then that. But I am venturing now on directing. So I'm going to be directing my first short film and my full length next year.
Thank you so much, Direct.
Thank you.
A
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you here with us.
Thank you so
Maraming
much for
salamat,
having me.
Meryl.
I hope to be part of the BNC family.
Yes,
Manifesting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Direct.
Thank you. Come back.
Yes.